This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Intelligence-led operation in Tsak Valley. Peaceful New Year's Eve celebrations. And Octi Mining Limited responds to recent public comments. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Nicole Rama. Thank you for joining us. A major intelligence-led operation in a village in Tsak Valley resulted in the seizure of 2 high-powered M16 rifles.
Acting Police Commissioner Samson Kua has confirmed the operation executed by security forces in the Upper Highlands Special Operations commenced in the early hours of Friday, January 2, 2026, with the specific objective of locating and apprehending suspects in possession of the factory-made firearms known to be used in tribal conflicts. He says the raids were conducted simultaneously on 2 undisclosed locations. Upon attempting entry at the first location, security forces came under immediate indiscriminate fire from a suspect inside the dwelling. One member of the security force was shot and wounded in the initial exchange. In response, the team returned fire to suppress the threat, resulting in the armed offender being shot dead. An M16 factory-made rifle and a loaded magazine were recovered from the scene. At the second targeted location, security forces engaged another armed individual who was subsequently shot and killed. A second M16 rifle with a loaded magazine was retrieved, along with a modified .38 caliber revolver and ammunition for both 7.62mm, 5.56mm calibers. 3 additional suspects were apprehended at the scene and detained. Following the raids, which concluded at 6:30 a.m., the security forces faced a coordinated ambush while attempting to extract from the village. Tribesmen associated with the suspect had fallen large trees across the exit route at 3 separate locations, bringing down power lines to obstruct the convoy. Kua says police vehicle was struck by gunfire, narrowly missing the driver. The team utilized heavy firepower and tactical maneuver to fight their way out, supported by PNG Defence Bravo 2 Company. Charlie Dumavi, National EMTV News.
Octi Mining Limited has responded to recent public comments regarding the CMCA Extension Agreement 2012 and related matters, confirming that the issues raised are currently before the courts.
In a brief statement, OTML says it acknowledges the commentary but will not comment on the substance of the matter while legal processes are ongoing. The company says it respects the legal process and will allow the courts to determine the outcome. OTML confirmed that the endorsement for the CMCA Extension Agreement 2025 by the 9 CMCA regions occurred on 4 November 2025. The company says any further legislative or regulatory steps will proceed consistently with court's order and applicable law. The mining company will continue to operate in compliance with existing legal requirements and any directions of the court. OTML reiterated its commitment to constructive engagement with stakeholders and to be transparent about process updates while avoiding commentary on contested issues during the pendency of the proceedings. Charlie Dumavi, National EMTV News.
The Independent Consumer Competition Commission is undertaking an inquiry into the Papua New Guinea aviation industry to determine whether there is a need for any form of economic regulatory oversight by the ICCC.
According to a statement signed by Associate Commissioner Resident Jack Timmy in December last year, the inquiry was initially driven by concerns over monopolistic control of airport infrastructure by the National Airports Corporation Limited, competition in airline market between Air Niugini Limited and PNG Air Limited, and the monopoly provision of aviation fuel or Jet A1 by Puma Energy, and whether these concerns have direct or indirect implications on the rising cost of airfares. In June 2025, the ICCC released an issue paper requesting submissions and comments from stakeholders and the general public on 24 key issues, A handful of stakeholders made their submissions, including responses from key industry participants. The ICCC formulated a draft report based on the submissions received from stakeholders, benchmarking analysis and related publicly available information. This draft report was released for public consultation on 28 November 2025 and submissions will be closed on 21st January 2026. The draft report highlights ICCC's preliminary findings and series of recommendations for policy, regulatory and institutional reforms aimed at enhancing the efficiency, fairness and sustainability of aviation services in PNG. According to the draft report, NAC and New Sky Pacific's pricing lacks transparency and fees are not clearly linked to the actual costs. Therefore, it is recommended for NAC and New Sky Pacific to be declared for economic regulation purposes. The draft report also identified fuel cost. Jet A1 in PNG has extremely high, with no competitive jet fuel provider. It also highlighted that PNG lacks dedicated legislative framework protecting air passengers' rights, limited remedies for flight delays and cancellations and service disruptions. Joel Mipari, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the ICCC is extending an open invitation to the public and stakeholders for their inputs in the inquiry to improve aviation industry.
All key aviation industry participants, airline operators, both domestic and international, relevant government agencies and departments, third-party interest groups or parties, and the general public are invited to attend one of the regional workshops and provide inputs to inquiry to help improve the aviation sector. The confirmed dates and venues for these workshops will be determined sooner. This is following a draft report formulated by ICCC based on the previous submissions received from stakeholders, benchmarking analysis and related publicly available information. This draft report was released for public consultation on 28 November 2025 and submissions will be closed on 21st January 2026, about 3 weeks remaining from now. The invitation was made in a statement signed by the Associate Commissioner, Resident Jack Timmy, in late December last year. The statement outlines that ICCC believes in a very transparent, fair and inclusive process to inform policy recommendation to impact change, and therefore everyone is invited to be part of the inquiry to improving the aviation sector in the country. Joel Mipari, National EMTV News.
New Year's Eve celebrations in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province passed without major incidents, with police describing the night as one of the most peaceful in recent years.
Police operations on the night were aided by heavy rainfall, which forced most revelers to remain indoors. As a result, only 27 complaints were recorded at the Goroka police station on 31st of December 2025, with further 8 complaints registered on the 1st of January 2026. Police said the reported cases mainly involved alcohol-related offences, assault, stealing, and the possession of dangerous weapons and illicit drugs. EMTV News observed police operations throughout the night, which were conducted peacefully with a strong and continuous police presence. Officers were deployed across Goroka town and along the Eastern Highlands section of the Highlands Highway from Mangiro to Kasam Pass to ensure public safety. Eastern Highlands Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent John Kale commended residents of Goroka and the wider province for exercising restraint and demonstrating maturity during the festive season. He said the peaceful outcome reflected the public's willingness to uphold law and order. Chief Superintendent Kale also acknowledged the efforts of police officers across the province, thanking them for their dedication and commitment to duty in maintaining security throughout the night. He added that despite criticism and challenges faced by police, officers would continue to uphold the rule of law and carry out their responsibilities with pride and professionalism. Meanwhile, PPC Kale confirmed that no major incidents were reported during both Christmas and New Year's Eve, concluding the festive season police operations in Goroka on a positive and peaceful note. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
Pastor Havila Izave of 5 Mile Foursquare Church in Port Moresby has urged people nationwide to move forward with positive mindsets this year, 2026.
In a recent interview with Pastor Havila Izave of 5 Mile Foursquare Church in Port Moresby, Pastor Izave shared her New Year message, encouraging the people to change and approach the New Year with positivity.
By this time, suppose you come up, change Mana Mary, come up, Mana Mary block some positive thinking. Na you me start one them nupla thinking na nupla look na nupla bell. Me believe osem, me pla Papua New Guinea bakamap. Metro Mana Mary where me pla can stop osem olnara pla country also stop na look him life. Me pla can come up Mana Mary suppose me pla can get him good pla tintin na come up nupla Mana Mary lo nupla ya ogereta.
She shared that her church and family members have set the theme for 2026 as the new beginning. She encourages the rest of the citizen to take the same approach.
Me want them family blow me, na church blow me play put them topic blow me plus 2026 no play year na Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 new beginning. Me play like think positive, me play like come up kisim no play thinking. Creativity, lo all Arab plus something, all play masigo, want them all play here, na time lo senis lo looking, when them no plus something go, they got plan lo life.
Mimi Pio, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. 14 employees of the Oil Palm Industry Corporation have been formally farewelled during a retirement ceremony held recently in Kimbe, West New Britain Province.
The retirees, some of whom dedicated more than 30 years of service to OPIC, were recognized for their contributions to the growth and development of Papua New Guinea's oil palm industry. The farewell event brought together OPIC management, staff, industry partners, and family members to honor the retirees' years of commitment and service. Speaking at the event, OPIC General Secretary Capson Pupita acknowledged the retirees for their role in supporting smallholder farmers and strengthening extension services across oil palm growing regions.
Through your commitment, professionalism, and hard work, OPIC has been able to effectively serve smallholder farmers, around about 21,000 plus, and strengthen the national economy of this country. Many of you have served during times of significant change, challenges within the organization and the industry.
He said the retirees joined the organization at different stages of its development and had witnessed major changes in the oil palm sector, contributing their knowledge and experience to ensure continuity and growth.
The knowledge, skills, and values you have passed on will continue to guide OPIC's work in the years ahead. I have recruited 25 staff, new graduates in 2022, knowing that you will retire like this in the preceding years. And I hope that what you have given to these new recruits that were brought in will remain with them, and you have done great.
The retirees were presented with certificates of appreciation and farewell gifts as a token of OPIC's gratitude for their service. The OPIC management also encouraged the younger staff to match the work ethic and commitment demonstrated by the retiring employees. Mimi Pio, National MTV News.
Meanwhile, Minister for Oil Palm Francis Manake has acknowledged the contribution of the 14 retiring staff of the Oil Palm Industry Corporation, commending them for their long and dedicated service to the sector.
Oil Palm Minister Francis Maneke said the retirees had played an important role in building and sustaining Papua New Guinea's oil palm industry, particularly through their work with smallholder farmers and rural communities.
Through your hard work, discipline, and professionalism, you have supported smallholders, strengthened rural livelihoods, and contributed meaningfully to our national economy. Many of you have began your careers at a time when resources were limited and challenges were many.
The minister said their efforts had helped strengthen and help improve livelihoods and support national economic growth through agriculture.
Your commitment has left a lasting legacy, one that will continue to guide and inspire those who follow in your footsteps.
He encouraged the retirees to take pride in their achievements and assured them that their contributions would not be forgotten. He wished them and their families the very best in the next chapter of their lives, urging them to enjoy retirement and continue to contribute positively to their communities.
On behalf of the government, the ministry, and the people of this beautiful country, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. Your years of service to OPIT and to the oil palm industry have played a vital role in shaping the sub-sector into what it is today.
Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
A female-owned honey business in Goroka, Eastern Islands Province, has received a major boost to start the year following government support valued at 50,000 kina to increase honey production.
Fresh Honey Distributors Limited, a raw honey business operated by Ms. Susi Wahastoka in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, has received its first direct government support after 9 years of operation. The assistance was provided by the Livestock Development Corporation and presented at Ms. Wahastoka's Kerefa Bee Farm by LDC Project Manager Daryl Daugilnaki on behalf of LDC Managing Director Terry Coim and the Ministry of Livestock. Mr. Naki said the support followed a rigorous selection process, with Fresh Honey Distributors Limited selected among several projects across the country's 4 regions. He said LDC had previously supported projects in the Islands and Momase regions and is now rolling out assistance in the Highlands, starting with Eastern Highlands before extending to Jivaka, Mount Hagen and Enga. He described the support as the first direct assistance given to a smallholder bee farmer in the province, following a 100,000 kina allocation made last year to Eastern Highlands provincial government to boost honey production. Naki added that LDC had stopped providing cash handouts and now makes direct payments to hardware suppliers, allowing farmers to collect approved equipments. He said the approach ensures transparency and guarantees that the funds are used strictly for their intended purposes. Ms. Wahasoka thanked LDC management for the assistance, saying her business had previously relied entirely on its own equity. She said the support would be used to construct a storage facility, one of the major challenges faced by honey producers. Ms. Wahasoka operates 2 honey farms and works with 23 local bee farmers, employing 6 locals while promoting women's participation in the male-dominated apiculture industry. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
Mataiuka village in Central Province marked the festive season with a week-long celebration filled with worship, sports, culture and unity.
The Mataiuka village in the Rigo district of Central Province celebrated its festive season in a colorful and joyful way. The program began with a special gospel concert, bringing the community together in worship before moving into daytime activities and games. The village teams were grouped into 4 colors, red, blue, green and yellow. These teams competed in various sporting games and fun activities throughout the day. In the evenings, the program continued with dramas, musical performances, traditional dances and singing. These activities kept the community busy and engaged during the festive season. The celebration is an annual event and usually runs for 1 week, showcasing both physical and spiritual talents within the village. This year's program was hosted by the Red House, according to the organizing committee member, Kila Loa. Mr. Loa said the event is held every Christmas and New Year period in Mataiuka with daytime sports and night performances. The event ended with local entertainment and dancing. Mr. Loa thanked the community and leaders for their support, saying the celebration was enjoyed by everyone. Joel Mipari, National EMTV News.
Sister Roslyn Oyawa of Port Moresby General Hospital, who has been serving as a nurse for 5 years, says nursing comes with passion.
During the recent visit to neonatal ward at Port Moresby General Hospital, Sister Roslyn Oyawa, a young nursing officer, said as a health worker, she has been serving the people for 6 years now.
I'm Sister Oyawa. I'm a general nursing officer. This is my 6 years of working, but I've been in ED for the last 5 years. This is my first year in this ward postnatal. Happy to be with the mothers and babies.
She shared her experience working at the neonatal ward during the first day of 2026.
Well, nursing comes with passion, so it's good to be with the babies during New Year.
Who has been serving for 12 years also shared similar sentiments.
During New Year, because even most of the people are happy celebrating the New Year. We are here serving the mothers here. We are happy to receive the blessing.
Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Now moving to overseas news, Swiss officials say an initial investigation shows that sparkles on top of a champagne bottles ignited the deadly fire at a ski resort on New Year's Day.
Investigators believe the most likely cause of this fire was really powerful sparklers in champagne bottles held too close to the ceiling. And once that fire took hold, it just spread so quickly so people couldn't escape. Authorities are stressing that they're looking into all possibilities and they haven't said this is the one possible explanation. They're looking at everything that could have happened. But vision that has emerged shows that that does appear to be what started the blaze. But that is not the only investigation that will be happening here over the coming days and weeks, because a lot of witnesses have reported they felt trapped and couldn't find an exit, people climbing over each other, and so emergency exits will be investigated, as well as other compliance issues such as the cladding that was on the ceiling, given how fast that the fire spread, whether or not that was legal, and also how many people were in the bar at the time, whether that was legal as well. The local Attorney General has said that it is possible criminal charges could be laid, some of them incredibly serious, possibly even homicide by negligence. We do know this tragedy is, as the Swiss president put it, one of the worst this country has ever faced. 40 people have died and 119 are injured. 6 of those people still haven't been identified and up to 14 of the dead haven't been identified either. That means, as authorities put it, it is an unbearable weight for the families of those who have loved ones missing. We did hear from one mother earlier today who was walking around in this area because she can't get in touch with her 16-year-old son, and she's just hoping that he is in a hospital somewhere and not one of the dead. This is just one story of many, and this is actually quite a small town. It doubles in population at this time of the year, but in terms of the locals, everyone knows everyone. Take a listen to Steve, who we had a chat to a little earlier today about his experience and his friends who are looking for their children.
We know 4 people that are missing, and we're thinking about them, we're praying for them. It's something that's it's very hard for us to swallow. So we're in contact with the family members, and we're really hoping that they're in a hospital somewhere and they're not injured and hopefully not dead.
This community is devastated, and we've really seen that grief laid bare at several tributes that are laid around the scene. There's also been a lot of anger, though. One local told us she was furious that people were still skiing because if they got injured, they'd put more pressure on the hospital system. So it really is a time of high emotions as people try to come to terms and as authorities try to find answers to find out what went.
U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Iran against shooting or killing protesters threatening U.S. intervention.
Well, he made these remarks in a late-night social media post, sending a warning to Tehran. He said if Iran shoots and kills peaceful protesters, which he said is their custom, the US would come to their rescue. He didn't specify what exactly that would look like, but did say that the US is locked and loaded and ready to go. Now, these protests began as a shopkeeper strike against a tanking currency and worsening economic conditions, but they've morphed into wider anti-government protests against Iran, with many protesters calling for free elections and an end to clerical rule. Mr Trump's comments drew quite a swift rebuke from several Iranian leaders. One top security official, Ali Larijani, suggested that the US and Israel were stoking these protests. He said in his own social media post that Mr Trump should know that interfering in this matter would destabilise the region and destroy America's interests. Now, tensions between the US and Iran have been extremely high, perhaps the peak of which was about 6 months ago when the US carried out a bombing attack on Iranian nuclear facilities. At the time, Donald Trump said that those facilities had been completely destroyed. But just last week, he acknowledged chatter that Iran may be seeking to rebuild. He said that they'd be hit even harder if so, but at the same time suggested he was actually open to talks with Iran. But it seems this latest exchange means it's rather unlikely that that relationship is warming up at all. And in Iran, as these protests continue, several Iranian leaders, including Mr Larijani, have acknowledged that peaceful protests against the dire economic situation in Iran are legitimate and understandable, and have actually sort of acknowledged that the Iranian government may need to do more to lessen people's economic hardship. But at the same time, authorities have warned of a firm response to any unrest.
Police in Victoria are investigating a fatal shooting near a busy Melbourne shopping strip last night.
Still piecing together what unfolded here in the inner Melbourne suburb of Fitzroy just after midnight. They say they heard gunshots from a nearby police station and quickly came over to the scene, where they found a man on the ground and he was in a life-threatening condition. He was assessed by medical teams, but sadly he died at the scene. The homicide squad this morning saying he's yet to be formally identified, and that is now part of their investigation. They are searching for a group of offenders who fled the scene in a vehicle just after midnight. We've spoken to some neighbours this morning who didn't want to go on camera, but they say this is a tight-knit community and this has sent shockwaves through them. Of course, Fitzroy is a popular tourist and hospitality precinct in the inner part of Melbourne's north, and people who were in the area quickly fled the scene last night. The homicide squad still trying to piece together how this unfolded, as floral tributes are starting to lay for the victim, who is yet to be formally identified.
2 people have died after a powerful 6.5 magnitude earthquake hit southern Mexico.
Left shaking when the quake hit. Authorities in Guerrero State say a 50-year-old woman has died after her home collapsed. Local media are also reporting a 67-year-old man died while walking downstairs to evacuate his building in the capital, Mexico City. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum was forced to evacuate her regular morning press conference as this alert sounded. Officials say there doesn't appear to be any major structural damage.
Authorities in the United States say they have been preventing an Islamic State-inspired attack on New Year's Eve in North Carolina.
18-year-old Christian Sturdivant is accused of plotting a knife attack on a supermarket and fast food restaurant. The FBI says a search of his home uncovered a handwritten document titled New Year's Attack 2026. Officials say he thought he was communicating with Islamic State group members online when he was actually talking to 2 undercover police.
He has been planning this attack for about a year, but he's been planning an attack for far longer than that. He was planning this attack in support of ISIS, and we have charged him with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. That organization being, of course, ISIS.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Northwest Off-Season Soccer League saw thrilling action at the Geru Secondary Sports Field.
Speaking in an interview with Trukai Sports, the Vice President of the Capital Football gave an update of the off-season soccer matches of the Port Moresby Northwest.
Okay, right. Northwest off-season soccer league is basically mibla sawe come on games mibla time PMSA go kind of sema finishing proposition blame and mibla Northwest so soccer league hosted by Capital FC mibla sa montem games mibla starting more games mibla all tournament mibla.
He encouraged all participating teams to stay focused and continue showing discipline throughout the competition. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
The NCD Governors Netball Cup saw its grand final playoff today at the Rita Flynn Courts.
The NCD Governors Netball Cup unfolded with its grand finals. Speaking in an interview, the tournament director highlighted the success of the tournament.
Director, for the first time, netball's been included in the Governors Cup program, and so we're very grateful. We had an interest of 35 teams. We got 20 registered. So we've had a 3-day tournament. We started on Sunday, Monday, and now we're holding the grand finals now. All teams are coming from all over the city. They're all over NCD. 20 teams that have registered have come from all over the city, yes.
She also noted that the turnout of teams and supporters throughout the tournament was encouraging.
We had a rocky start, day one. As usual, when something is new and rules are new, there's always a hiccup somewhere. Otherwise, the crowd's been good. There's a lot of women and grandmothers and mothers and daughters all picking in here. All come now, they're spending the day with us for the last 2 days. It's been great. We've had entertainment provided organized by the Governor's Cup office. So it's been a festival, if you say, yeah.
Ms. Maha stressed the need for better planning in upcoming tournaments, saying the competition is a strong platform to showcase raw netball talent.
Yes, we'd like to make it bigger and better with more planning. We're graced by the presence of, say, big guns in netball. We have an independent selector who's also present, so I'm pretty sure she's looking, scouting around. So this can be and is a platform now, provided we go by in line with the pathways for PNG netball. It could be one of the young girls here is an opener for them if they would like to build a career in netball.
The organizing committee thanked the NCD governor for giving them the opportunity and continued support towards sport.
For the code, on behalf of the code, I would like to thank the governor, the good governor, for including us, including the code of netball in his program, the Governor's Cup program. We're very grateful that this has come about, and I think it's supported, or I should say it's been greatly supported by PNG Netball, as a speech given by the CEO at the launching.
Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. PNG Lewis have departed Papua New Guinea for an international tour to Adelaide, Australia.
The national women's cricket team, PNG Levas, flew to Adelaide on Tuesday, 30th of December 2025 and is expected to return on 10th January 2026. During this period, the team will compete in the Australia Country Championship, an event that forms part of their high-performance preparation. Following their Australian campaign, the team will travel from Adelaide to Nepal on 11th January 2026 to participate in the ICC Women's Global Qualifier, which is scheduled to take place from the 13th of January to the 2nd of February 2026. The PNG Levas continue to proudly represent Papua New Guinea on the international stage as they pursue qualification and competitive success. Mimi Pio, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Morning Plus. With you always.
The Morning Plus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru becoming cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kerama, rain showers and thunderstorms, clearing to fine in the night. Alatau, rain and thunderstorms this afternoon, easing to mostly fine overnight. And Popondetta, partly cloudy with some showers, clearing to fine tonight. In the Momase region, Lae City, some rain with possible thunderstorms tonight. Madang, partly cloudy with chances of few showers this afternoon, mostly fine tonight. Wewak, partly cloudy with chances of few showers this afternoon. And Vanimo, partly cloudy. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, mostly fine. Kavieng, mostly fine. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with chances of some showers. Kimbe, some rain showers this afternoon to evening, and Buka, mostly fine. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some showers. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with some rain showers. Mendi and Tari, becoming cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. In the coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG and Indonesia border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerama, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Samarai to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchapan, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of Finchapan through Viti Strait to Sia and Long Island to Madang, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesia border, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of highlands, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of New Britain, New Ireland and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. In the ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate, Southwest to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea sees slight. Northwest to north-southwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea sees slight to moderate. Northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean sees smooth. West to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 3rd of January, 2026. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.